Hi everybody, welcome to Rust, and this video applies to PC, Xbox and PlayStation. And in today's video I want to talk about some things that are integral to crafting items in Rust and your progression in Rust, and that is these babies, the workbenches. So we've got level 1, level 2, level 3 workbenches, and the research table, and of course blueprints as well. So let's start off with the workbenches. Now, as I say, there's 3 flavors of workbench that you can make, and they all cost resources, as of course they would do in Rust. So if you want to make a workbench, it's going to cost you, level 1 workbench is going to cost you 50 wood, 100 metal fragments and 50 scrap. But the idea with having a workbench is then you can open it up, and when you open it up, there's a tech tree inside it. So these are the things that you can make when you've unlocked the workbench, when you've made the workbench and you've unlocked these items. So this is where scrap really comes into its own. So when you first start playing Rust, you go, oh, this bloody scrap, what am I going to do with it? Well, this is where you start using lots of it, unlocking the tech tree inside your workbenches. So when you first open up your workbench, you'll see the salvaged hammer and the tank top, and then you can unlock them for scrap. Once you've unlocked those, you can unlock these items here. And every time you unlock an item, say I spend 75 scrap to unlock the hatchet, I can now go into my crafting, and I will now be able to craft the hatchet, as long as I have the resources for it. You know, you've still got to have the resources for it as well. And so as you can see, this gives you a reason to go out, to find scrap, and to then you can then craft more powerful items. Now, as you unlock and build, well, as you build the more powerful workbenches, the level 2 and level 3, they will give you the ability to unlock more powerful things. Well, build more powerful things. So, for example, at level 3, we can the MP5 submachine gun. We've got rifle ammo, explosive ammo. Metal face mask, metal chest plate, the bolt action rifle, and you can see there the assault rifle. But you're probably saying, wait a minute, Rob, that's unlocked. How can that be unlocked? You haven't unlocked the other stuff. Well, the reason for that is, yes, you can go along and you can unlock stuff like this, and that gets you down the tech tree, but you can also learn via blueprints. Now, blueprints are very, very powerful. If you find a blueprint in the world and you choose to learn it before you give it away or somebody kills you, once you've built a workbench, you will then be able to craft that item without having to unlock the tech tree. Yes. This might seem a little bit complicated, but this is also related to the research table. So what you can do with a research table, and you can either craft a research table. Let's see how much it costs. Craft. The research table costs you 200 metal fragments and 20 scrap. So you can either craft a research table, or you can find it at certain monuments, certain sites, like like a couple of the camps, like I think the bandit camp has got a research table. Now, the research table is very, very clever. So if you find an item in the world that you think you'll want to make more of, that you can't make more of to start off with, classic one is a gun, like a shotgun or something. If you bring it to the research table that you've made, or you take it to one in a camp, and place it on the research table with some scrap, the research table will then dismantle that item and give you a blueprint for it. And you can either choose to learn that blueprint, so you can then go to the relevant workbench to then make that item, or you could give it away to someone else if you wanted. And where this gets very important is that once you've learnt a blueprint, even if you die, as long as you stay on the same server and you build another relevant workbench, you can then build that item without having to unlock its tech tree. So let's have a look. Let's look at something, say, that I can't make at the moment. So let's open up this tech tree and go to what we got. What's that? The bolt action rifle. Okay, so let's imagine I go to a trader and I buy a bolt action rifle, or I kill another player and I pick up the bolt action rifle. Let's say I do that. But because I'm on my PC local server, I can actually just give myself one. So there we go. So if we go, there we go. So I've given myself a bolt action rifle. There it is. Right, so let's go over to the research table, and again you can craft a research table or you can go to an outpost and find it. Let's open it up. So if I now put the bolt action rifle into the research table, and it's already got a load of scrap there, but it's saying, oh, it's going to cost me 500 scrap. So let's put some more scrap on it. So that's a lot of scrap. But what we're gaining here is the ability to make as many bolt action rifles as we can gain the resources for. So right, so let's just make some space. So now we have this blueprint, and if we click on the blueprint, we can see it says learn blueprint or drop, or you could give it to someone else. That's fascinating, that, isn't it? You could then trade blueprints with people, you know. So you could make a bolt action rifle, so you've got one for your buddies, and you could then put it into the research table, create a blueprint, and you could go to someone and say, hey, whoa, don't shoot me. How would you like the blueprint for a bolt action rifle? You know, what could you do instead? But so something to think about. So let's learn the blueprint. There we go. So we learnt the blueprint now. So let's go over to the level 3 workbench. Let's open it up. And what you should see now is when we open the tech tree, there we go. There is the bolt action rifle. I've unlocked it. And in fact, if I go into my crafting, there's the bolt action rifle. But I need some metal pipes to make it. So hopefully that will show you kind of how powerful the research table is, and how important in this game scrap is and blueprint. So if you find a blueprint in the world, which you may well do, make sure you learn it straight away, because then from that point on, as long as you stay on that server, doesn't matter if you die, as long as you build a workbench. Now some items you won't need workbenches for, you'll be able to build them straight away, but most of the other items you will always need a workbench. So for example, let's have a look at let's open this up. There we go, there's all the basic clothes. Let's quick look at this one. There we go. So there's the classic hazmat suit. So we've unlocked that one. So let's have a look at our crafting clothing. There we go. So the hazmat suit, classic hazmat suit, protects you against radiation. Looks cool. Workbench level 2 required. So I must make that. But you know, once I've unlocked that, I can then make that as long as I've got the right resources. So there we go. Hopefully you find that useful. So look out for those blueprints, make those workbenches, make use of the research table, collect that scrap, and have a great time building and duplicating, but officially duplicating. We're not talking about duping as in cheating, items, and then trading blueprints and generally having a great time in Rust. There we go. Hopefully that's useful. Hopefully you've found that worth watching. If you have, hit the like button. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.